Good morning, Newnan. I'm Kendarius Ward, and I'm going to be reading Human Family by Angelou for you. I know the obvious differences in the human family. Some of us are serious, some thrive on comedy. Some declare their lives are lived as true profundity, and others claim they really live the real reality. The variety of our skin tones can confuse, bemuse, delight. Brown and pink, beige and purple, tan and blue and white. I've sailed upon the 7 seas and seen the wonders of the world, of the land, sorry. I've seen the wonders of the land, not yet one common man. I know 10,000 women named Jane and Mary Jane, but I've not seen any two who really were the same. Mirror twins are different, although their features jive, and lovers think quite different thoughts lying side by side. We love and lose in China, weep on England's moors, laugh and moan in Venice, and thrive on Spanish shores. We seek success in Finland, are born and die in Maine. In minor ways we differ, in major we're the same. I know the obvious differences between each sort and type, but we are more alike, my friends, than we are unalike. We are more alike, my friends, than we are unalike. We are more alike, my friends, than we are unalike. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Newnan High School and Superintendent Dr. Edmund Horton, I warmly welcome all of you to our Black History program. Before we continue, I do want to acknowledge our board members that are in attendance today. We have Mr. Andrew Copeland, Mr. Larry Robinson, Mr. Buzz Glover, Mr. Rob DuBose, and I also would like to thank the county office workers for attending. It really means a lot to Newnan High School to have your presence here today for our Black History program. Thank you. Also, during Black History Month, we had students read Black History trivia questions during morning announcements. If you're here today, please stand and be recognized. Thank you, guys. Last month, we served as a time to honor and reflect on the profound contributions that African Americans have made to the fabric of our nation. It is a period for us to recognize the struggles, celebrate the achievements, and appreciate the rich cultural heritage of the African American community. Today, we have gathered here not just to learn about history, but to be inspired by it, to understand the strength, resilience, and the courage that defines African American experience. Our program is packed with performances, presentations, and speeches that aim to educate, enlighten, and empower us. We thank our teachers, students, and community members who have worked tirelessly to put this program together. Their dedication to sharing knowledge and spreading awareness is what makes this event possible. As we embark on this journey today, let us open our hearts, minds, and of the lessons of the past, and let us draw inspiration from them to build more inclusive, respectful, and united future. Thank you for being here today to celebrate the extraordinary legacy of Black history with us. I hope everyone enjoys the program.
Angelou was an American poet, memoirist, and civil rights activist. She published 7 autobiographies, 3 books of essays, and 7 books of poetry, and is credited with a list of plays, movies, and television shows spanning over 50 years. As of January 10th, 2022, she is officially the first Black woman to appear on the U.S. border. My name is Brenda Wilson, and today I'll read to you an excerpt from On the Pulse of Morning. Lift up your faces, you have a piercing need for this bright morning dawning for you. Lift up your eyes upon this day breaking for you. Give birth again to the dream. Women, children, and men, take it into the palms of your hands. Mold it into the shape of your most private need and sculpt it into the image of your most public self. Lift up your hearts. Each new hour holds new chances for new beginnings. Do not be wedded forever to fear, yoked eternally to brutishness. The horizon leans forward, offering you space to place new steps to change. Here on the pulse of this new day, you may have the grace to look up and out, and into your sister's face, and into your brother's face, your country, and say simply, very simply, with hope, good morning.
Good morning. My name is Maddox Harris, and I'm going to be reading Haiku and Tanka for Harriet Tubman by Sonia Sanchez. Picture a woman riding thunder on the legs of slavery. Picture her rotating the earth into a shape of lives becoming. Picture her leaning into the eyes of our birth clouds. Picture this woman saying no to the constant yes of slavery. Picture a woman jumping rivers, her legs inhaling moons. Picture her ripe with seasons of legs running. Picture her tasting the secret corners of woods. Picture her saying, you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars, to change the world. Imagine her words, every great dream begins with a dreamer. Imagine her saying, I freed 1,000 slaves, could have freed 1,000 more if only they knew they were slaves. Picture the daylight bringing her woods full of birth moons. Picture John Brown shaking her hands 3 times saying, General Tubman, General Tubman, General Tubman. Picture a black woman, could not read or write, trailing freedom refrains. Picture her face turning southward, walking down a southern road. Picture this woman, freedom-bound, tasting a people's preserved breath. Picture this woman of royalty, wearing a crown of morning air. Picture her walking, running, reviving a country's last breath. Thank you.
Good morning. The next song that men's chorus will sing is called Shosholoza. Shosholoza is a song from South Africa. The text translates as, go forward, make way for the next man, keep moving, the train is coming from South Africa. Make way for your brother. This song is over 100 years old, but continues to be performed by men's choruses all over the world. The music and movement are all important for South African history and serve as a foundation and inspiration for today's STEPS teams and HBCU dance moves. Thank you for the opportunity to be a part of today's program, featuring soloist Jordan Best, and here is the Newnan Men's Chorus performing Shosholoza.
South history, a number of political figures have urged people to consider the positive impact that we can have on future generations through practicing radical empathy towards people of all ethnic backgrounds. Among those figures is John Lewis, a civil rights activist known for his progressive work in the United States House of Representatives. Before Lewis passed away in 2020, he made a point to leave the world with a reflection on the importance of our individual lives and the changes that we can make using our voices. In his letter to America, Lewis remarks, "While my time here has now come to an end, I want you to know that in the last days and hours of my life, you inspired me. You filled me with hope about the next chapter of the great American story when you used your power to make a difference in our society. Millions of people, motivated simply by human compassion, laid down the burdens of division. Around the country and the world, you set aside race, class, age, language, and nationality to demand respect for human dignity. Like so many young people today, I was searching for a way out, or some might say, a way in, and then I heard the voice of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on an old radio. He was talking about nonviolence. He said that we are all complicit when we tolerate injustice. He said that it is not enough to say that it will get better by and by. He said that each of us has a moral obligation to stand up, and speak out. When you see something that is not right, you must say something. You must do something.
Each generation must do its part to build a nation and world at peace with itself. Ordinary people with extraordinary visions can redeem the soul of America by getting into what I call good trouble, necessary trouble. We must study and learn the lessons of history because humanity has been involved in this soul-enriching existential struggle for a very long time. I urge you to answer the highest call of your heart and stand up for what you truly believe. In my life, I have done all I can to demonstrate the way of peace, the way of love. Now it is your turn to let freedom reign. When historians pick up their pens to write the story of the 21st century, let them say that it was your generation that laid down the heavy burdens of hate, and that peace triumphed over violence, aggression, and war. Walk with the winds, brothers and sisters, and let the spirit of peace, the power of everlasting love, be your guide.
Good morning, my name is Madeline Butler and I'm here to introduce today's keynote speaker, Coach Harold Goodman. Coach Goodman is most notably known for his tenure here at Newnan High School as the most winningest boys basketball coach, the second most winningest girls basketball coach, and a well-decorated track and field coach. While his total wins are a remarkable feat, they are far from his largest accomplishment. Coach Goodman is a master motivator and teacher who has impacted hundreds of lives that have walked these halls. Ladies and gentlemen, our speaker, Coach Goodman.
Thank you for that awesome introduction. I'd like to first of all thank Dr. Kim and the administration here at Newnan High School for this awesome opportunity to take part in this program. Black History Month is a time to celebrate those who came before us and laid the foundation for a better path forward. It is also a time to educate further generations on the legacy that they stand on as they look to leave their own mark in history. Given the theme, it's time to celebrate and educate. Today I'm going to share the legacy from which I came and the legacy of some past Newnan High School students who came before you as you look to build your own legacy. The first person that I want to talk about is Dr. Robert Satcher Sr. Dr. Robert Sackler Sr. is a first cousin of mine. His father and my mother were sisters and brothers. His father was a farmer and made less than $10,000 a year to raise 9 children on. Dr. Robert Sackler Sr. was the Vice President for Academic Affairs at Fisk University before going to St. Paul's College as a professor for 18 years. In 2007, he was named the 9th president of St. Paul's College, and he was president from 2007 to 2011. Next is Dr. Robert Satcher Jr., his son. Dr. Robert Satcher Jr. Was an orthopedic surgeon at Northwestern University School of Medicine and a surgeon at Northwestern Memorial Hospital. In 2004, he became an astronaut at NASA. And in 2009, he was the first orthopedic surgeon in space. On one of his missions, an 11-day mission, he had 3 spacewalks. And on a couple of those walks, using his surgical skills, he was able to replace 2 robotic arms on the exterior of the space station. He currently serves as a surgeon and professor at the University of Texas MD Anderson Cancer Center. Next is Dr. David Satcher. Dr. David Satcher is the older brother of Dr. Robert Satcher. And when David was 2 years old, he almost died from whooping cough because there was no vaccine available for people in rural Alabama. And that had a lot to do with motivating him to go into medicine. And from 1982 to 1993, he was president of Harriet Medical College in Nashville, Tennessee. He was the first African American that was named to head up the CDC in Atlanta, Georgia. He was there from 1993 to 1998. And in 1998, President Bill Clinton assigned him to be Surgeon General. He was the first African American man to hold that position. He was Surgeon General from 1998 to 2002. Later, he became president of Morehouse Medical School from 2004 through 2006. And during the space of that time, while I was coaching here, we was fortunate enough to get him to come to Newnan High School to speak at one of our basketball banquets. Now I'm going to share the legacy of a few Newnan High School students that came before you, and hopefully they will inspire you as you plan out your future in your legacy. The first 2 that I'm going to talk about, as you enter Max Bass Gymnasium on that west wall back in the hallway, you will see 2 pictures on the wall back there. The first one is Shalonda Goodman. Shalonda graduated from Newnan High School in 2009. She was number 4 in her class academically. Shalonda was a state champion in the 100 and 200 meters all 4 years of high school. Also, she is the only person, male or female, to win 3 consecutive high school national championships in the 100 and 200. In the summer of 2008, she represented Team USA in the World Youth Championship that was held in Czech Republic. Excuse me, in Ostrava, Czech Republic, and there she left with 1 gold and 1 silver medal. In 2016, she was inducted into the Georgia Track and Field Cross Country Coaches Association Hall of Fame. Today, she is employed by Nike Corporation in Portland, Oregon, where she holds a position as the North America manager in marketing. The next one is Allie Ogletree. Ogletree graduated from Newnan High School in 2010. Ogletree was also a standout player for me in basketball. I remember a few incidents with Ogletree. One of them being the time that Newnan had to go to Westlake to play a football game. And as they arrived, the teams usually go out and walk on the field. While they was out there walking on the field, some of the fans and cheerleaders from Westlake had a sign, and they walked around with that sign that stated, "Ogletree is a peon. Ogletree about lost it." They was in the locker room, and some of the assistant coaches went to get Coach McDonough and said, "Coach, you better go talk to Tree. He about to go crazy down there." And let me tell you, he went crazy. That ball kicked off, and by the end of the first quarter, every offensive back that Westlake had was through. He eliminated every one of them. And one more time when it was during the basketball season, that particular team made the Final Four, but we was over at Pebblebrook High School, and we was playing. It was a very close game, and all of a sudden, about midway of the third quarter, Pebblebrook student body and all the fans started getting on the Ogletree, and they started saying, "Overrated, overrated," and I knew right then it was going to be trouble. A few minutes later, our point guard, Russell Powell, penetrated, went towards the left wing, twisted off the Ogletree. Ogletree took 1 bounce, rose up, rocked the cradle, and dumped the ball, and that's where it looked like he was looking off in the basket. And he got fouled, so he went to the free throw line. He had the ball in one hand. He looked at the student body and went and made the free throw. The thing was, Ogletree was a different kind of beast. So he went on to play, as you know, his college career at University of Georgia. And he was drafted in the first round by the Rams. He was drafted in the first round by the Rams, and he played with them for some 6 or 7 years. Ogletree led the team in tackles that year with a total of 136 36 tackles, 98 of them being solo. He later played for the New York Giants, and this last team that he played for was the Chicago Bears. Ogletree was a legend, is a legend. The next one is Cedric D'Amico Goodman. D'Amico was a three-sports athlete here at Newnan High School and received Division I scholarship offers in all three sports and went on to Georgia to play football. He really excelled in track and field, and his senior year ran the number 2 all-time time in the state of Georgia in the 200 meters, and the number 2 all-time also in the 400 meters. The 400 meter time was the fastest in the country that year. He went on to also run in the Youth World Championships, which was held in Sherbrooke, Canada. He was out on the field warming up, and someone came up behind him and tapped him on the shoulder and said, "Are you the American?" And he turned around, and it was Usain Bolt. And that was our first look at seeing Usain Bolt run the 200. D'Amico went on and received 1 silver medal and 1 gold medal at that particular championship. And later in 2017, he began to work on his engineering degree and received an engineering degree. And in 2023, this past year, he wrote and had produced a book entitled Spoken Words to Unspoken Thoughts. And we hope to present this to the board to get it approved so that it can be made available in some of the libraries here in the school system. The next young man that I'm going to talk about is Warren Newsom. Warren Newsom was a student here that played baseball and football. Warren played football on the team, the 81 team that played for the state championship. Warren had a little bit less than 1,000-yard rushing that year. He went on and played baseball in college, and he was drafted in the 4th round by the San Diego Padres in 1986. He played in the Major League for 8 years with the White Sox, the Seattle Mariners, and the Texas Rangers. His career stats, he ended up with a batting average of 250, 34 home runs, 120 runs batted in, and 14 stolen bases. The next one is Jerome Walton. Jerome was a 3-sport player here at Newnan High School, and he graduated from here in 1984. On that state championship, well, the team that played for the state championship, that year Jerome was a sophomore. And in the first round of the playoff, we was at Douglas County High School, and they was really putting it on us. We was trailing 21-0 at halftime. And of course, Coach Bass gave them one of those speeches at halftime, and the kids went out and turned it up in the second half and made a game out of it. And there was about 3 or 4 minutes left in the game, and we ran a reverse with Jerome Walton, and he went 75 yards for the winning touchdown. And we went on 2 weeks later and played right here at Drake Stadium for the state championship. Jerome played baseball down at Enterprise College. In 1986, he was drafted by the Chicago Cubs. Jerome made his major league debut in April of 1989 with the Chicago Cubs. And what a year he had. That particular year, Jerome Walton was named National League Rookie of the Year. His batting average for that year was .293. He had 139 hits, which consisted of a 30-game hitting streak. He also had 46 runs batted in, and he scored 64 runs. So he had a great year that year. He also played with the California Angels, Cincinnati Reds, the Atlanta Braves in 1996, and finished up with the Baltimore Orioles and Tampa Bay Rays. This next person was not a graduate of Newnan High School, but definitely made her mark here. Miss Vera Harris has worked in this school system for many years. She was assistant principal at Evans from 2009 to 2013. She was here at Newnan High School from 2013 through 2015 and principal of O.P. Evans Middle School from 2015 to 2022. And in 2022, she became the first African-American female to serve as Director of Human Resource here in Cayuga County School System, and she still holds that position today. For those of you who aspire to pursue a career in education, I would encourage you to contact Ms. Harris and to learn more about her journey and how you can form your past. This next person that I'm going to talk about is the last one. Of course, I say the best for last. This next person is none other than Dr. Jamal Kim. When I received my magazine out in Summer Grove, the Summer Grove Living, on the cover of the magazine was the first family of Newnan High School, the Kim family, which you see up there. Dr. Kim was an awesome student as well as student athlete, played basketball for me, and in 2003 he was on the team that made it to the Elite Eight. He was very coachable, fundamentally sound. I can remember one game in particular when we went to Fayette County High School. He got hot and he hit 5 consecutive threes. 5 consecutive 3-pointers. I looked over there at that coach and he couldn't do nothing but shake his head. Dr. Kim went on and played basketball in college. He ended up being a Morehouse man as he graduated, I believe, from Morehouse. He had a degree a bachelor's degree from Morehouse College in psychology. He also received a master in curriculum and instruction and a specialist heavens before going to Lee Middle School as principal. And on May 9, 2023, he was named the principal of Newnan High School, again being the first African American to hold that position. Dr. Kim is dedicated to the shaping of brighter futures for the youth in this community. And I would encourage those of you that's student here to sit down with him, tap in, and get some advice, because he's an excellent person to give you some advice, and he is an excellent role model for you young men. Legacy is rooted in the sentiment to educate and celebrate. It's a testament that regardless of a person's race or background, we can all leave our mark on history. So as I leave you today, I leave you with this question. What do you want your legacy to be? What do you want your legacy to be? Thank you.
When my face turned to the sun, weight on my shoulders, a bullet in my gun. Oh, I got eyes in the back of my head, just in case I have to run. I do what I can, when I can, when I can for my people. While the clouds roll back and the stars fill the night, that's when I'm gonna stand up. Take my people with me. Together we are going to our brand new home. Far across the river, and you hear freedom calling. Calling me to answer. Gonna keep on keeping on. I can feel it in my bones.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for being here this afternoon. This was a truly beautiful performance. If we could get one more round of applause for all of our presenters and performers. We do have something special for Coach Goodman. We want to thank you for the legacy you've left at Newnan High School, for all that you've meant to our community, and all you continue to do for our students at Newnan High School. I'd also like to thank all of our special guests for being here this morning, and a big thank you to Coach Brandavius, man, who put all of this together for you. Coach Man goes above and beyond in everything that he does, and this is just one more thing that he's done for us. So thank you all for being here this morning. You are dismissed.